Hello comrades, welcome back to Jacob's Custom Gunworks. Today I got something a little different for you. I have two different rifles on the table. On the top one there is a Glenfield Model 60, and then the bottom one here you have seen before is my Glenfield Model 25, and what I did is some stock work. So this is just some of the things that I have been doing over the last little while. So we'll go ahead and get into it. We'll start with the Model 25 here. So I changed this out. And the stain that you see here is actually called Phantom Gray, and this is by Midwax. This stock did not come out exactly how I anticipated. The Midwax was supposed to highlight, and you can see some of the grain in the wood, and then kind of just turn the rest of it a little lighter gray, and it didn't. By the time I got done, the stock was blue with the first coat, and it just did not work the way I wanted. So I put another coat of Minwax on top of it, a little darker brown, and it actually started to, as you can see there, where the grain's starting to come out a little bit. But it turned it to the Phantom Gray that I was kind of hoping. I just was hoping that the grain was going to be a little more embellished. And my plan was, you can see that it's nice and shiny, I was going to go ahead and turn that into my semi-gloss finish. And when I did that, it didn't bring out the rifle like I'd want it to, or at least the grain like I wanted to. So I went ahead and just made it shiny, a nice glossy shiny finish, and it turned out pretty good. This was an experiment, and I wanted to try it on my own rifle before I tried it on anybody else's, and it did turn out okay. Not the exact desired result I was looking for, but it will work. And then the one I got here is my Model 60, and this one I've had for a while. I actually got this before I left retail for like $75, and they were dirt cheap. That's how these Model 60s were, but it's a good shooting rifle. And this one I used what's called a burnished finish, and what I did is I sanded the stock all the way down to nothing, and I took my blowtorch and I, well, of course, burnt some of the areas. This I have done on furniture before, wood furniture, and it just turns out really cool looking. But yeah, all I did was just hit it with my torch. I embellished the grip area and made that dark. And I embellished where, of course, your hand would go, and I made that dark. But it really makes wood grain pop. This just looks sexy. Really happy with how this turned out. One thing to note, if you're going to make a burnished finish like I did, is if you have a really dry stock, be careful because it'll crack. And if you didn't think you had cracks before, it'll show you where you had cracks because, of course, the wood's going to shrink. So I did have a little crack that has been sealed, and it's right behind this tang, right in the center of the stock that formed when I was doing this. So the True Oil took care of that. But this one definitely I wanted a glossy finish, and I just got done with these here the other day. Let them dry for a day before I started playing with them a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and probably switch from True Oil to something different in the future of doing wood stocks. One of the things I've noticed about True Oil, and it may just be because this is old True Oil, is that I get little bubbles and blisters and things like that in the drying process, where, of course, when you look at it, it looks smooth before you put it away. So I found another product that I'm going to try, and I haven't found any reason not to like it. It doesn't leave me with the bubbles and blisters like this stuff does from time to time. Like I say, it could just be because it's an old bottle of True Oil, so, you know, it is what it is. But I figured you'd want to see this. And I didn't figure you wanted to see the long-ass process of me sanding these down, staining them, burning them, and then finishing them. So I just figured I'd show you the after effects. But pretty cool. Really happy with how they came out. Even though the gray one didn't turn out exactly the way I would envisioned, it's still very cool. I like that finish. And doing burnished finish on anything is just fun. And it just looks cool. Anyway, I got a ton more videos coming up with some really fun stuff. And I'm looking forward to sharing that all with you. But this is what I got for you today. Until next time, comrades.